Sri Lanka is a middle-income country with a history of significant progress on many of the SDGs. However, over the last 12 months, an unprecedented economic crisis has threatened people's well-being. The impact of the crisis is being felt across the whole island. Food insecurity, shortfalls in agricultural production, and acute shortage of fuel and medicine have created a widespread humanitarian need. In response to that, the UN launched an emergency appeal that targets 3.4 million people with humanitarian aid.
Children are among the most affected by the economic crisis in Sri Lanka. UNICEF estimates that 2.9 million children require humanitarian assistance in 2023, including for treatment of severe acute malnutrition. Basic services, including health and education, have been stretched to their limits. Preschool feeding programs, like the one that we're visiting in Colombo, are helping these young children stay healthy and have increased attendance at daycare centers nationwide. Our preschool feeding programs are trying to reach 100,000 children by 2023.
An estimated 30% of the population is food insecure in Sri Lanka. With steep food and fuel price increases, an adequate and nutritious diet is now increasingly out of reach for many. Our combined efforts focus on delivering food and nutrition assistance to those who need it the most. This includes providing food, cash, and vouchers, while supporting the continuation of critical national nutrition safety net schemes, such as school meals and the Triposha fortified food program for pregnant and breastfeeding mothers and young children. We aim to reach 3.4 million people affected by this crisis.
Sri Lankan agriculture has suffered over the last 2 seasons, with yields dropping by about 50% for both paddy and maize. This has adversely impacted all farmers, with smallholder farmers feeling the brunt of the crisis. In response, FAO is working with partners to strengthen the productive capacity and resilience of over 4.8 million vulnerable farmers and fishers to strengthen food security and nutrition for Sri Lanka.
The crisis impacted not just food security, but health services, livelihoods, and vulnerable populations such as women and children. The country also saw social upheaval with mass protests. In the face of all these challenges, the UN system in Sri Lanka has ensured immediate humanitarian interventions targeting the most vulnerable while keeping the focus on long-term sustainable development and the Agenda 2030.